Most games are simple enough to explain in a short sentence, even if they have some unique element. You can usually sum games up by describing what minor change they make to their genre. But there are some other games that defy categorization, games with mechanics so wildly outside the norm that they're nearly impossible to put into a box. Roundabout is one of those games. From the basic concept through to execution, everything about Roundabout is delightfully quirky and unique. The basic idea of Roundabout is that you play a limousine chauffeur who drives a revolving limo, which means the limo never stops rotating. You can't control how fast it's rotating and can only change directions when presented with the rare opportunity to do so. Roundabout relies on a surprising amount of skill for such an absurd premise, requiring you to fit your limo through some really tight spaces. And if that core gameplay mechanic wasn't quite absurd enough for your taste, the story takes it even further. Done completely in full motion video, it features appropriately horrific acting, a large cast of recurring characters, conjured skeletons, and copious amounts of ancient stock footage, all of which contributes to the feeling that this is some sort of long-forgotten Sega CD game. And while the main story that those FMV cutscenes make up might be a little bit on the short side, it doesn't manage to tire in that time. Because when you're making fun of FMV games, it starts out being, really hilarious, but if you go too long, you run the risk of becoming exactly what you're mocking, which thankfully Roundabout doesn't do. Now, there is more to the game than its short story mode. There's some leaderboard-centric challenge mini-games that have you doing things like bouncing a soccer ball as many times as you can, as well as a bunch of collectibles scattered around the world, but I didn't really find either of those things all that interesting. So, at the end of the day, I kept playing Roundabout for two things: the wildly unique and intriguing gameplay, and the FMV craziness. The game's core mechanic is both unique and entertaining. Even though it can sometimes be challenging, it never becomes frustrating, always allowing you to brute force your way from checkpoint to checkpoint in order to see the next cutscene and story beat, which is ultimately where this game really shined for me. FMV has always been inherently dumb, and Roundabout embraces that in a way that is absolutely worth checking out if you've ever been interested in that sort of thing. Every Friday, I look at a game that was ignored when it came out or has been forgotten since. Games that a lot of people may have missed. If you like that idea, be sure to subscribe so you can see the latest videos. If you like this video in particular, be sure to hit that like button, and thanks for watching.